Fans of the channel will know that this isn't our first time trying to push the limits of age in Crusader Kings 3. This will be our 4th rodeo if anyone is keeping count. You might be asking yourself, why do we keep making this video over and over again? Just like the famous conquistador Ponce de Leon, I am in search of the fountain of youth, but for my medieval sim game that I have spent far too much time in already. So today we will be trying to go where no other attempt has gone before and answer the question, can you live forever in Crusader Kings 3? As we stated in the intro, we've tried this a time or two before with mixed success. Before we get too far into that, I would like to give you all some background on how the health system works in this game. The player understands how healthy a character is by looking at the heart next to their name. The greener it is, the healthier they are. The darker it is, the less healthy. You can see what modifiers are influencing the overall health of a character. Some positive modifiers are having a rat-free environment, going on a walk, or even just being stubborn. As for negative traits, they can range from having a tummy ache to straight up cancer. What you as the player don't see is that each one of these modifiers has a value associated with them. The only way you can see those values is by entering the console dimension, where you can do and see things modders and developers can. Let's look at a nifty little diagram from the wiki which shows us a spectrum of health your character can have. As you can see, a 7 or above, you're in excellent health, full of vim and vigor. Good is 5 to 7. Fine is 3 to 5, poor is 3 to 1, and 1 to 0, you're pretty much dead. Two other elements to point out here is that each year there's a chance to lose 0.125 health, and that goes up with each year after 25. In other words, if your character is 50 years old, there's a 60% chance that they will be losing health each year. So you can see that combined with negative health modifiers, characters can kick the bucket pretty easy in their elder years. The other element I wanted to point out is that you cannot die from your health if you're above 3 points, unless a specific event that tells you there is a chance of death. Now that you understand that point, let's move on to where we've been. First one was back in 2021. Chieftess Putiaka started out in Siberia with a whopping 9.6 health. After giving her all those positive traits and elements at that point in the game, for reference, a 17-year-old is about 4 to 5 health without any bonuses. She lasted to be about 123 years old. Second attempt was in May of 2022. You might have seen this one because it's the most viewed video on the channel. We have King Bruce starting at 11.3 health, also in Siberia and filled with vim and vigor. He made it all the way to 131. Our third and final attempt was later in 2022. Clearly Kevin trying to cash in on the success of his previous video. Our strategy this time was to start at the age of 120. Queen Rajmati starting at 9.6 health, this time in India, which she really pushed the limits of age in the game with her death at a ripe old age of 178 years. You know the history, you got the crash course on what we're measuring. It's time to unveil our brilliant strategy. One word, giving all the positive modifiers to a character via console commands. That's several words, but you know what I'm getting at. There's a whole host of positive health modifiers in this game, and the vast majority of them come from events. Have a good friend, positive health modifier. Get some perfume, positive health modifier. Spend too much time in prison, get a prison pet, positive health modifier. Side note, as someone who tries not to spend too much time in prison due to all the negative aspects of the experience, such as being tortured, unable to run your nation, and the high likelihood of some wild disease, I never knew that there was a silver lining to the whole situation. If you spend enough time in prison, you have a chance to get an event where you can have a prison pet. Found in the game files that you can have one of these 4 pets: a rat, a spoon, a rock, or even your own prison cockroach pet, with all your new friends around you locked in your cell as you slowly lose your mind. Let's get back on track. Events give these modifiers, but usually only for a limited time, anywhere from 1 to 20 years. However, when given through console commands, there is no limit. They are just a permanent fixture to your character's overall health. So our next task was to comb through all the event files to try and find all of the events that will give you positive health. With most, if not all of those modifiers found, we just need to find a spot out of the way to put our character. One place on the map that a near immortal can live in peace and not be bothered by the world around them. Iceland. Iceland is a backwater in this game, usually just vibing, not doing much, but keeping to itself. We set up our subject, Queen Cecilia, with all of the usual fixings. Strong, Blade Master, and more traits of that ilk. Then came the 20 minutes of me inputting all the event traits for her to supercharge her health to the grand total of 52.8 health. God damn, that's a lot of health. For those who have a short memory, all of our characters started with a less than 12 total health. Comment down below how long you think Cecilia will live in this run. It's good for the algorithm and all that. Our dear Cecilia is set to go the distance. Now, with only a couple of years left in the game, we switch into playing Cecilia, just to run the last couple of laps with her. Side note, I love the fact that she got the title Spawn of Satan. I like to think some random priest found this out whilst writing the histories of Icelandic rulers and realized it wasn't several generations of Cecilias, but really the same exact lady year over year, century over century. Who narked on our girl? Either way, 1453 comes to a close, marking the fact that Cecilia survived and lived through one whole campaign. 507 years young, sitting at fine health with a score of 3.9. She could easily live another 5 to 10 years. This has officially smashed all of our previous attempts and making this the new record. Has science gone too far in this experiment? Possibly. Could we reach these heights without cheating? No. Is this what you expected when you clicked on the thumbnail? Hopefully. I think this will be a pretty hard record to beat unless they reintroduce the immortality event chain. Obviously, if we started in 867, our queen would not have been able to make it to the end. But that being said, I'm still very happy with the results. If you enjoyed this little video, please consider subscribing. If you enjoyed it a whole bunch, why not sign up for our Patreon and be like one of these very smart and incredibly generous folks? And that's all I have for you today. My name's Kevin. This has been Do It for Bruce. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Ciao.